Oh, hey there, Mike from Dented and Driven Garage. Today we are back on the 74. Last time we did our floor pans. Well, that video will be later on, I guess, or I mean earlier on. You'll have seen that video before you see this one, but I haven't done the passenger side yet. But anyway, I jump around on projects, but today I changed my mind on the way I'm going to do this crossmember for the clearance for the oil pan. So the Cummins hangs a little low in here, and I need like about that much clearance, at least for the oil pan. So what my plan is the last time I very crudely torched out just a U shape kind of, and then left this bottom piece. And it was just a channel, and it filled with dirt and mud and crud, and it was a terrible idea. So this time I'm gonna do it the right way, the nice way. We are gonna kind of taper off of an existing angle that's on the back side here. We're gonna cut it down kind of at an angle, and then kind of make a U-shaped box C thing. We're going to cut all that top stuff out, and then we're going to lay some plate in and just burn it in. And we're going to continue, because I said before that we were just going to hack these out and leave no crossmember there. And after I got to thinking, I kind of don't want to do that. I want to leave as much structural into the front of this thing, because this one was out in the field and got tugged on a couple times pretty hard and kind of messed up these front horns a freckle. And I worry that if I did cut this crossmember out, maybe there's some spring tension from that previous pull or whatever they did, that these would flex a little, and I'm not really sure. I don't think it would, but just in case. And I think it would hurt to have some structural support in front in case there was a wreck or whatever. So I think I'm gonna leave the bottom inch all the way across factory, and then I am gonna plate, notch out and plate that. So that's what we're gonna work on right now. We're gonna get into cutting this up and burning the new stuff in. It should turn out fairly decent, I hope, but we'll see. I'm sure. So let's get to it. So we got that cut out, so that's nice. I messed up on my angle right there. You're gonna see it does a little, yeah, it doesn't line up quite right, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna notch it down a little lower, taper that a little bit. That'll be fine, that'll be clean upable. But we're gonna have to make a piece to fit in here. I have a bunch of flat stock, so not a big deal. That'll fit in here. That'll turn out good. So that's the clearance for the Cummins. It's not going to sit all the way down in there. There's a gap between the oil pan and the Crossmember if I do it this way. So we're gonna kind of chamfer the edges, get the plate made up. I might do side plates, middle plate, side plate, so I don't have to bend it so much because I don't have a brake here. And I worry if I bend it, you know, it's gonna not, it'll do weird twisty if I do it one piece. So we are gonna work on prepping this, getting this going. We're gonna get this plate in. Once we're done with that, well, actually, I should primer inside of there. Should primer that. So the oil leak that it had for the power steering leak from very early on, and the entire time that whoever drove this thing, they'd never really fixed the oil leak, so that side of the frame rail was just caked in oil. Same with the inside of here. It was just packed with oil and dirt, and it actually preserved it very well. It's very good shape still. So that's nice. I gotta wire wheel it up a little bit more if I primer inside there. I think I should. Probably be good to primer inside. So might do that. I'm gonna shape everything up a little nicer, primer inside there, make my piece, and then I'll go on to welding all that in, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing. So I'm working on bending this. My vise is messed up, so I gotta clamp it to the frame here. I'm gonna set you guys up over here, I think. Gotta try to find a spot. Probably right here. Ah, dang it, that didn't work. Maybe if I put these up there. So there, we're gonna try to bend this and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It doesn't want to cooperate as well as I hoped. Now we're going to move on to the next bend here, and then we'll just keep moving along trying to get this. We'll probably have to bend it back a little bit, but That's a lot easier than bending it more. Once you got it in that over there. Make it difficult as I move forward here. Let's get this where it needs to be. God. Had it nice, and then I went and messed it all up. Having that. There we go, on a nice cool spot. This thing's gonna fight me. Not perfect, but it'll work. As long as I make sure it works. Bad thing is now my clamps are not cooperating in the manner that I need them to cooperate. This one's getting all stupid on me. Ugh. I don't know where my other Bessie clamp is. Dang. It's not going good. Like that. I mean, I kind of got that bend going. Kind of bent where I didn't. Kind of bent a little at an angle a little. Man, wish that vise was not broke. I wish the jaw was a little wider. It would work better. Need to make an extension for the jaw so I can do stuff like this with it. I think I'm going to try to bend this one down, see what happens, I guess. And maybe it'll be more direct, you know. It just wasn't working before, so I don't know, we'll give it a shot. The piece was too long, so I couldn't go down with it. But now, I can kind of go down as long as I clamp right towards the edge here. Wish I had another Bessie clamp. This is like a three-man job here. Three-hand job. I don't got 3 hands. I only got 2. Not an alien. I don't know if aliens have multiple appendages. Man, I think this clamp is twisted. Oh, it is twisted. Yeah. That'll do it. Oh, that sucks. I really do need another Bessie clamp. I don't know where it went. I had 2 of them. Just don't know where it is. I'm gonna keep it with my welding stuff. It just ain't needed. Oh, we got another big clamp, so we'll try this one. We'll probably bend this one too. Maybe that happened when we, I don't know. But we're gonna try this. Hopefully this works, I guess. I wonder why that thing twisted and came out of there. Because the clamp's messed up. That'll do it. That'll do it. Oof. I like the feeling of that. I really really don't want the clamps to come off and smoke me in the face. It's not going to be a very fun time for me. One side bending a little better than the other. Of course, now I kind of messed up myself here. My wrench don't fit its frame rail. Of course. Of course. Difficult. Really wish I had a brake. Whew. I might have to get a hammer. Let's just that one. Gosh dang it. The bend a little bit. Should be on the outside of the rail right now, not the inside. But I don't know if I'm going to clamp right to the edge very well. Got a massive Bessie clamp. Dang it! This is not working. Did it go more? I don't think it went enough. But we gotta try the other bend too, so we'll just move on to the other bend and we'll see if we can't get that one to bend quite a bit. I don't know what I don't know what to do the other one. This one ain't gonna go for me well. Well, it's pretty right on the money there. That's the only good thing here. Is it turned out fairly decent so far. Does not mean anything, though. We aren't home free yet, and I think I twisted this clamp slightly. It definitely doesn't seem quite right anymore. One day I'll have the right tools. Just not today, I guess. We wish. We really wish. That's uncomfortable. Bend started a little bit. Get it going. I really wish there was a little more space here. That would definitely help me a bit. Another way to get in there. Not as squared off as I'd like it to be, obviously, but I can't complain because it's kind of the best I got right now. We'll try to make it look good. Man, was that exerting me. More than I like it to be. So I think we should go test fit this. So let's go see how it goes. Oh man, my shop's a mess right now. Sorry about that. I was just closing up the tripod stand so I don't hit it on everything, but I probably shouldn't have because I gotta set you guys back up again because I don't have more than one hand, or more than two hands. I mean, that was stupid. Anyway, we're gonna test fit this and see how it goes. So we got that all tacked in place. We are going to final weld it, but my camera is about to die, so I'm just gonna video it before we final weld. We got a couple welds or gaps to fill over here because the frame's not perfect from the factory. The gap was way larger on the one side. I don't really understand why, but that's okay. But when we come back, we'll have this all welded, cleaned up, possibly painted, not sure yet. We'll see how that goes. But we are just about wrapped up with this. It has turned out fairly good for the amount of struggle that we went through bending that. It fit fairly decent. There was still some, clamping and hammering and whatnot, as you saw, but wasn't too bad. So when we come back, we'll have that all finished up and we'll be moving on to the next. So we got this all painted up, finished up. So now we're going to start on putting all the suspension lift in and that front leaf spring cross member. So let's get to it. So yeah, I brought my dogs with today. That one's Cash. That one's Hank. Cute boys, they're good boys. But anyway, I totally forgot to, come on boys. Totally forgot to get that other piece off of the old Crossmember, so I have to go get that. And then I totally forgot to get my spring U-bolt tops. Those are on the other truck right now, so totally forgot both of those things. And I'm short on a few bolts, and it looks like this bolt is too big for the Battleborn Crossmember, so I gotta drill that out now. So I just run into a lot of problems here. So that's all quite frustrating, but we'll get through it. I gotta run and go get that stuff, and then I'm gonna come back and we'll just continue putting this thing together. So we're back. I got drill bits for drilling this hole out a little larger. I got the other L bracket piece to go from here to here. I painted them up. They're just sitting drying right now. And I got the rivets cut out of them because I'd remove those because I got a bolt. I got grade 8 bolts for everything. So we're going to move on to drilling this out so we can get these eyelets bolted up, and then work on getting the springs in. We painted it. We grabbed our top plates that I had left on the old leaf springs, and I took it down to my other parts pile area and had to smack them with a hammer and grab them. I don't know why I forgot them. I normally don't, but anyway, so I got those. I cleaned them up, painted them up. They're drying right now, so those are also drying. So I can't quite do that quite yet, but we're going to continue on to drill this out. Hopefully there's a 5/8. I do have larger bits, but I didn't have them here, so I had to grab those too. So let's get to it and see what we can't get done. Well, that's about as far as we're going to get today. We're waiting for paint to dry on those top plates, which I wish I would have done before. They're over there drying. But we got our front crossmember in for the spring mounts. Got the springs in, weight sitting down on the axle. We got to put our top plates on before we can bolt the axle too with the U-bolts. But right now, that's kind of where it's sitting. And then obviously we got to mount the steering box. We're going to put the shock towers back on. We got a lot to do. I got a few other things I got to do. And then we got to set the engine in, test fit the engine transmission, and then we can kind of figure out where everything's going to live, and then move forward with, I'd like to make it movable, like under its own power, I think, before I do the rear suspension back there. So it's going to sit, you know, kind of Cali leaned or whatever for right now. But we got to do something with that transfer case. The rubber bushings for the mounts are completely blown out, so that's got to get fixed.
And then we have the drive shaft made already. That's done. The only reason we have that made is that was out of the other truck that had this same engine and transmission in it, but the frame in the back got kind of tweaked and the truck started rotting out, so we kind of tore it down, and now we're just building this one from a lot of those parts. That front axle is from it, and the rear axle will be from it because they have a matching gear set. And this has a spool in the front, and then it's got a locker in the rear of the other one. So actually, it might be a limited slip in the rear. I can't remember what I put in it. It's been years. But we're moving right along on this build. Next time, we're going to test fit the engine after we got to tidy up this rest of the suspension here. But we will be test fitting the engine and transmission, kind of figuring out where our crossmember is going to live. My crossmember out of the other truck was not going to work because of the way it was designed. It didn't hold up to the weight. So we're going to build a new one for this truck. But I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.